Ha, nice one.
The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonzo as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to CanaryCry News Talk.
You're listening to CanaryCry News Talk. Today is October 23rd, 2020. This is episode 259. And today, Censortech. And we called it. And I am your best buddy, Basil.
Called it.
And this is Gons. This is the podcast where we love Jesus, we love you, and we're trying to love ourselves and our enemies, but right now it's very difficult to love our enemies.
This whole day has been very difficult.
Yeah. It looks like somebody's saying Twitch, we went offline on Twitch, but I'm seeing Twitch comments come in.
Yeah, no, I'm watching on Twitch. We're going.
Okay.
How are my levels? I sound pretty hot over on my side. Do I sound fine to you?
You always come in a little hot though.
Okay, yeah, well, I like to come in a little hot just to keep everybody on their toes. Well, folks, to start out the show, time for a little Canary Cry, the news update for the world of Canary Cry, and that is that we are not streaming on the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. As of today, we have been blocked, or you got a strike or something for a video you made years ago?
Yeah, a video I made 4 years ago that was basically a short video to promote the interview we had with Titus Frost about Pizzagate and all that stuff. And obviously we used a trigger word. We triggered YouTube with the word Pizzagate, and that constituted a strike on the channel. And obviously, I still said I'm grateful that I haven't been completely deleted, but channels like Titus Frost, they were deleted. So, it's one of those issues where we're under the radar, but not completely. We're still, catching the algos.
Yeah, we kind of started getting hit with the second wave of QAnon censorship there, and actually a little story for those of you who are producers over on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/CCNT. We got plenty of, a nice little chunk of producers coming in on the Patreon there. We woke up to a nice little notice. What was it? Was that yesterday, Gons, that we got that?
It was yesterday, yes. Yeah.
Yesterday that we... Patreon suspected us of promoting QAnon disinformation. And those of you who are on that Patreon, you got a little note from us. We had to convince Patreon that we do not support the QAnon conspiracy theories. Luckily, Patreon saw the light and ceased and desisted of their deleting of our Patreon page. So far, so good over there. We were able to help, we were able to keep that going with the help of our Patreon producers who rallied together to convince, to not just convince, but to illuminate Patreon to the fact that we are not supporters of the QAnon thing. In fact, we have explicitly, been pretty skeptical and pretty, what's the other word? Suspicious of QAnon. We talk about a lot of things on here. We talk about QAnon. We will analyze the different predictions and conspiracy theories of QAnon, but by no means are we straightforward supporters. So luckily the Patreon is still alive, but we're kind of still getting dinged here and there, which is why you can't watch us on the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel today. And I've been telling you every single episode, you can't just follow us on the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel, because there will come a day where you will not get the show. And that day is today. So hopefully some of you listened to me, although I'm looking at the numbers now and it's obvious that not enough of you took me seriously. Well, I take that back. Those who are listening live right now took me seriously, and that's why you're here watching the show. But there are, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who did not make it to the show today for that exact reason.
Yeah, and it was pretty disappointing to get that notice from Patreon that said we spread QAnon supporting disinformation. And we clearly told them, like, hey, no, we didn't. We don't promote Q. And they came back with well, in this one post, you have QAnon content without discernible critical analysis, according to Abel.
Which was a real burn.
I know. It's like, okay.
It was more of an insult than it was a piece of evidence.
Yeah. And the post was from November 2017. It was an extended report that, for those of you guys who have been with Canary Cry News Talk for a long time, for a while we had our normal show, which was only a half hour, and then we did a second show that's, second half hour after.
A bonus episode. Yeah,
like a bonus episode extended report for patrons. And it was one of those that I guess I talked to. Where it was me solo too. You weren't even in the episode, Basil.
Yeah,
it was like a 15-minute
one was
thing.
all you, man.
I know. I'm bringing down the house. But yeah, so it's pretty ridiculous. And as far as YouTube is concerned, similar to my past charges, I violated community guidelines. Oh, before I even mention the YouTube thing. The Patreon thing is ridiculous because they basically changed their community guidelines. And when they changed it, they're like, oh, all these accounts are violating it now. Mm-hmm. So it's super messed up.
Well, that was the thing they tried to pull on us was first of all, let me start out by saying, the fact that they ended up not deleting us is a point in Patreon's favor. So we just have some steam to let off here. But overall, Patreon did the right thing, did not delete the Patreon. So thank you very much, Patreon. But yeah, it was a little silly because, yes, they were saying you are going against the community guidelines that you explicitly agreed to when you created your account. I mean, we made that Patreon, I don't even remember, 2016, 2015, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like QAnon was definitely not explicitly mentioned in 2016 in your community guidelines. So excuse me, Mr. Patreon lawyer. We did not necessarily agree to that in 2016. But nonetheless, we do not explicitly support QAnon, and we never have, never will. And I don't know. There you go.
That's got to be. I wonder what the law written on that kind of retroactive type of deal where you can change a policy and then, anything prior to that change gets kind of lumped into that new policy.
Well, it's like with a lot of services, you just log on one day and a little notice will pop up and says, our community guidelines have been updated.
Do you
press
agree?
OK?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just press OK. Yeah. And it doesn't actually tell you what's changed. Interesting comment in the Twitch chat here from Sin Kitty. Are you guys going to sign to Twitch if YouTube pulls the plug, referring to the partnership with Twitch that does have a 24-hour exclusivity clause for live broadcasts? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, I mean, technically, if we get pulled from YouTube entirely, then there would be very little stopping us from signing with Twitch. But I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
The problem with that is it's just sidestepping for a little bit. It's kind of, you're doing a dance, you're avoiding one bullet, but here comes another, a super duper missile coming at us. So it's it might be okay. It might work for a little while, but as soon as they start a crackdown on Twitch, then we're running into the same problem.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think it feels like Twitch has more diligent people looking at the content, and all it takes is just a few seconds of diligence to realize that we are obviously not QAnon supporters.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't enough that I had a video called Why Christians Shouldn't Follow or Should Ditch QAnon or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
right.
Not enough, I guess. But yeah, whatever. It's going to happen. We're the Censortech, the tech censorship is out of control. SGT report, Sean, he's got his YouTube, his MailChimp, his Patreon, other people having their PayPal shut down, other people having their Vimeo shut down. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And
that's the crazy thing about the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel getting a strike is you got a strike for mentioning, who was it? Titus
Frost. Yeah.
Yeah. For mentioning Titus Frost and having Titus Frost on your channel got you a strike. It's not even you. It's just crazy. So anyways, but we're here now. A big, huge favor that we want to ask you, dear live listeners, those who did make it on, if you could spread the word right now, live, maybe post it on your social or your Twitter, or I don't know how YouTube works, if you can tell your YouTube friends. Try to spread the word that the show is not being broadcast on Face Like the Sun, and see if maybe we can try to tell all of the deserted Face Like the Sun viewers that they can come tune in other places. Help us out. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and stuff. That's all stuff that'll help spread the show.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else, Gons? Should we get into it? It was a rough day. It was a rough day for both of us. Things have been it's one of those days that just everything is going wrong. Not just for getting the show started. I mean, it took us like an extra hour and a half to get this show started just because everything was going wrong, but then also just in our personal lives. So it's an overwhelming day. So say a little prayer for us, folks.
A little prayer would be great. And let's do it. Let's dive right in.
Okay, let's do it.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
Okie dokie, folks. Flippy update. If you're new to the show, let me tell you, Flippy is the colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use Flippy sort of as a proxy conversation to talk about how robots are taking over the world. Same with AI. All those sneaky little mechanical buggers. So I'm taking this story from TechCrunch.com. The title is Sam's Club will deploy autonomous floor scrubbing robots in all of its U.S. locations. The article reads, the past 6 months have seen a fairly aggressive acceleration in the option of robotics and automation as companies look for ways to augment and likely replace, in some instances, human workers. The appeal is certainly clear during massive pandemic-fueled shutdowns. Sam's Club has been into robotic floor cleaning for a bit longer, having already deployed Tenant's T7 AMR scrubbers in a number of locations, but this week, the Walmart-owned bulk retailer announced that it's adding another 372 this year, bringing the technology to all of its 599 U.S. stores. The robot can be piloted manually, but the addition of Brain Corp's service allows Brain Corp. Sounds like a evil corporation in a bad video game.
Or like a dead brain, a brain corpse.
Oh, corpse, yeah. But in addition of Brain Corp's service allows for autonomous operation. That's certainly a welcome feature given the cavernous size of these sorts of warehouse stores. Perhaps even more interesting here, though, is that the software can do double duty, using the mopping robots to examine shelf inventory at the same time. Sam's Club parent company Walmart is already using robotics to perform inventory in its own stores. In January, the company announced that it would be adding Bossa Nova robots. Bossa Nova robots to an additional 650 locations, bringing the total up to 1,000 in the U.S. The Tenant BrainCorp system is still in the pilot stage, though there's a lot to be said for a robot that can efficiently perform both tasks during non-peak hours, like store cleaning. Inventory is a pretty massive undertaking at stores of this scale. Don't I know it? So, the interesting little angle I wanted to take on this, Gonz, is watch out, janitors. The robots are coming for your jobs. I mean, they have been for a while, but, with the mass adoption of major corporations, it just makes it more and more affordable and normalized, as we've heard so often this year, normalized to have robotic janitors in these stores. And the angle that I was thinking about today, Gonz, is very interesting, is where is all of the lefty activists fighting against the robot takeover? I mean, when it obviously, for better or for worse, it's part of the main conversation about, a lot of jobs like scrubbing floors and janitorial positions, and for better or for worse, traditionally sort of held either by immigrants, whether legal or illegal. It's sort of a certain class of job that thankfully gives jobs to a lot of people in this country. But with the replacement of these jobs with robot workers, where's all the Democrat activists talking about how they're, taking immigrant jobs or taking with the farming robots and the janitorial robots? And these are generally jobs that have been available to those who are making a new start in this country for one reason or another. But that's going to be much harder, Gonz, when the robots have taken all of these types of jobs.
Yeah, it is interesting with even last night, we didn't mention it at the top, but the debates were last night, the last debate between Biden and Trump. And yeah, one of the things Biden mentioned was about the immigrants and getting them citizenship and all that kind of stuff. That's a big lefty talking point. And why aren't they, like you said, why aren't they like, hey, wait a minute, you're taking, the robots are taking the jobs of those people coming in from the third world, the refugees and everybody.
Insultingly, the Democrat Party and just generally left-leaning like news anchors and stuff, they love talking about how Americans don't like janitorial jobs or picking fruits and stuff like this. And it's been a main talking point of why we should let more immigrants in. Well, that's going to be a difficult needle to thread. Democrats trying to have excuses to let more immigrants in if all these generally, jobs that are available to immigrants are taken by robots.
You know what the play is, though? I think they've already thought about this, and maybe the reason why they're not going in too hard is because this allows them to push the UBI, the Universal Basic Income.
Yeah, that is the sort of obvious logical conclusion of
right.
that.
It's kind of so why fight on the front here? Why not just be for the robots? And then because nobody really wants a janitorial job, but you need these foreign people to have equal opportunity in America. So why don't you let them in and then give them free money?
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of their argument.
It's not a great talking point.
It's not, but that is their argument, Yeah. But it's funny. There's hypocrisy built into that too, because a lot of lefty types, not just lefties, but a lot of them are lefties. They're like, America's horrible, the white supremacy, the nation of racism and all this kind of stuff. And at the same time, they'll be like, these people want to come into the greatest country in the world. It's like, well, which one is it? Are we horrible? Or are we the most awesome country in the world? It can't be both.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's some double speak, double think involved there.
And just lack of critical thinking from a lot of the people there.
That's participating in the left-right paradigm in America.
Yeah, it is.
If you subscribe to the left-right paradigm, no matter what side you pick, the logic breaks down pretty quick.
And it's interesting how I saw a PragerU, PragerU, the outlet, conservative right-wing outlet. They did a what is it called? My gosh, my brain is like not working today because of all the stress. They did a poll on Twitter and they asked what America represents. And one option was capitalism. The other one was socialism, I think. And most people, like socialism was way ahead. And this had like 15,000 votes or something. And it was, so it's interesting how the right-wing Republican Party is the party of capitalism. And the left wing has become the party of socialism. But in reality, even the right wing, it's kind of like, unless you're really, more center, more like libertarian, you're kind of asking big government to just do more right wing things. It's I don't know. It's a very interesting conversation to have because both ways are kind of, it's a circle, Basil. It's a circle.
It's all jumbled up, man.
Big circle.
It's all jumbled up.
You can move one way or the other, but eventually you'll end up in the same place. And that's why we keep saying the path is narrow.
That's right. That is right, folks. I saw some people in the chat asking why we aren't on Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. Just another little update. If you're tuning in if you're newly and bigly tuning in, the Face Like the Sun channel received a strike for a ridiculous reason from a video 4 years ago that we went over it in the beginning of the episode. But if you haven't done it yet, share this episode, send it to a friend, put it on your social. Try to let all the Canarians know that Face Like the Sun YouTube channel is not currently going to be broadcasting Canary Cry News Talk Live. How long is that going to last, Gons? Do you know? Did they tell you?
It's said a week, but they also said that, certain, my warning strike appeal, I'm still waiting for like a concrete result. I'm supposed to be able to resubmit, the monetization of the channel, all that kind of stuff from back in June. So I've been waiting since June on that. And their whole thing is like, oh, the COVID, we're low on workers because of the COVID. So, yeah, whatever.
Well, it's kind of convenient that the Face Like the Sun channel got a strike the week before you're taking a week off for the baby.
I know. Yeah.
That's actually good timing.
It all
if
makes
it was
sense.
ever going to happen, this would be the time to do it.
Sure.
So, anyways, moving on.
We have a bunch of updates here. Oh, did you want to do the other Flippy, or did you want to wait on it?
No, I want to save that for a later episode.
Okay, here we go. A bunch of updates.
We interrupt this broadcast to give you a brief update. By the end of this timely interruption, you will be thoroughly updated.
33 is the number of completion of the Great War.
33 is the Illuminati dog whistle. We always look for them on headlines being used for various reasons. I got a few of them here today. This is DetroitNews.com. Michigan surpasses 150,000 cases, adds 33 more deaths from COVID-19.
Classic.
That's the Governor Gretchen Whitmer's region there. Why 33? I don't know, but there it is again.
Happens
33.
every week.
It happens every day, actually, but we only come around to mention it, 3 times a week. But it's incredible how we always have 33 deaths or 33 more people getting infected story headline.
So
out
convenient.
There. It is very
every
convenient.
day there's just 33 more to repeat or to report.
Yeah. And on the same grounds, this is WDBJ7. And this is 33 arrested in Wythe County drug operation. And 33 people are in police custody after a drug roundup in Wythe County Wednesday. That's in Virginia. And yeah, it's the other thing. Every time there's like an arrest or a roundup, always 33, you know?
Yeah.
And
speaking of drug roundups, we don't have this story to cover properly, but I've read a couple of headlines that say that oh no, what's the name of the drug company that manufactures OxyContin?
I don't remember.
Let me look it up. Anyways, there's some headlines saying that they're going to plead guilty to being responsible for the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I did see that a few days ago. Yeah. One of the things about this story that's interesting, it says here that, quote, there's usually 5 to 8 guys in a group that goes out and round these people up, said Chief Deputy Charles Foster. Quote, narcotics officers with the sheriff's office had made several controlled buys there recently, so that's how they knew who we were after. They broke into 4 groups and spread out around the county for Operation Spiderweb. Spiderweb.
Purdue is the drug company.
Purdue. Okay.
Yeah.
One more 33 update. And this one is from brewbound.com. Von Ebert Brewing introduces 33 Stars for Oregon initiative to raise funds for wildfire response and recovery. And this is the Von Ebert Brewing is launching a new initiative to raise funds to help the residents of Oregon who have been impacted by the wildfires during burning throughout the state. The brewery is making the recipe for its recently introduced 33 Stars Oregon Pilsner publicly available and inviting breweries interested in participating to brew their own version of the beer, building off the base recipe to make their own, yada, yada, yada. 33 stars.
Socialist beer brewing?
In Oregon? Really?
In Oregon? You don't say.
So. It's those hipsters up there, man. It's they're getting drunk, basically.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the 33 updates. We have another interesting quick update to mention here.
Speaking of the beast system.
Beep system.
This is pileonline.com. Pensions and investments. CERN searches for next CEO. And the European Organization for Nuclear Research Pension Fund, Geneva, is searching for a new CEO. Interesting. So just the pension fund side of things. The chosen candidate will succeed Matthew Ayton Jones, who was appointed after a competitive selection process in 2015. CERN appointed a CEO for an initial term of 3 years with the potential for reappointments for further terms. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always rotating.
That's very interesting. How many pensions can CERN be paying?
I don't know, but it must be quite a bit. The fund had 4.4 billion Swiss francs, about $4.5 billion in assets as of December 31st last year. So good amount, I guess. I mean, that's a good chunk. I would imagine with a lot of like the top physicists, you know, looking to dedicate their lives at CERN, that they're going to have pensions.
Well, just to clarify for those who might not have had many opportunities to, I don't know, interact with pension fund companies, it's a little bit of an old school thing. Doesn't pension funds, doesn't that kind of feel like something from a previous generation?
Yes, it does.
That millennials have no access to.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's a lot of it is in jeopardy now with the way the economy is going. Some of the people that were promised pensions, they're kind of freaking out.
Yeah, so. that was a big thing in 2008. The 2008 crash was a bunch of pension funds went belly up. So basically, this is the European Organization for Nuclear Research Pension Fund. So it's not CERN proper, but it would be a separate entity that manages CERN's pension funds. And basically, you pay into your pension while you work there. And this fund, it's basically an investment company. It tries to grow that little nest egg for everybody by making investments.
Yeah.
So that's what it's a weird little aspect of the economy that it's like, yeah, we make tortilla chips, but also we have the tortilla chip pension fund company, which is basically just a financial product company.
Yeah.
But you can kind of, there's not always a separate entity. A lot of times, companies will manage the pension fund within the original corporation, but sometimes they have to spin it off like this. So
there's going to be a generation that in the future, unless the Lord returns, where it's like, oh, you want your payout? Take the chip.
Yeah, no, totally. You're going to get it in your digital dollar.
Yeah.
You know why? This is my suspicion that they had to separate it out into a separate entity is because CERN is nonprofit. And I'm wondering if, I believe they are. Yeah. They're like a scientific research.
Yeah. Yeah. You might be right.
Yeah. So they probably needed to spin off for their pension fund. Anyways, that's not interesting, but
I'm all interesting and you're all, that's not interesting. Thanks for that. Thanks for just.
I feel like we do that more often on this show than we realize.
Yeah.
This is interesting. No, it's not. I already knew that.
Moving on. This is where we can, you and I can place bets.
Oh, yeah.
This is independent.co.uk. All of my things are having to load here, so give it a second. NASA, never a straight answer, to make major announcement of exciting news about the moon.
Whoa, listen to that tone of voice. It's so exciting.
So exciting. NASA will hold a major event to announce an exciting new discovery about the moon, it had said. The space agency did not reveal details about the discovery. Yeah, because it's an announcement of an announcement. But said that it contributes to NASA's efforts to learn about the moon in support of deep space exploration. It is also said that the discovery had come from the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, or SOFIA. And
dun, dun, dun. The goddess of wisdom.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it is?
Do you have a guess? Because I know it. The second I read this a couple days ago, I had a sneaking suspicion of what it might be.
Okay.
Are you ready?
You go first. Let me think about it.
Okay, yeah, because I know mine.
Yeah.
I think they are going to say that the Earth is hollow.
Really? You think they're going to say the Earth is hollow on this major moon? The moon. Okay.
Sorry. I think they're going to say that the moon is hollow. And if you're a longtime Canary Cry listener, you know, during our moon episode, I believe we talked about who was it who crashed their
China
thing in China? Was it China?
Yeah. China did it. A bunch of countries did it, but I think China was one of the first ones to make a big deal about it.
Well, I forget who it was, but let's just say it was China. They crashed a module into the moon.
Allegedly.
And reports say that it rang like a bell.
Yeah.
Which made them suspect that the Earth was not the Earth, the moon. I'm so used to calling the Earth hollow. The moon hollow. And here's why I think this is it. It's not that sort of disturbing, you know, but it is also big enough to make an announcement about the announcement.
Right.
So, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that they could have discovered this using the infrared observatory.
Okay.
Some sort of, you know, some piercing imaging that would tell them that it would be hollow. That's my guess.
That's a good guess. I like that.
Thank you.
My guess, my official guess and my unofficial guess. My unofficial guess is just to benefit the show is wormicorns. They're going to find wormicorns up there and we will be vindicated like no other. Our show is going to literally moon and millions of people are going to start listening to the show that called the wormicorn years ago. That's my fantasy.
They announced the wormicorns gons. We know this.
That's right.
The tardigrades.
The tardigrades.
Israelis. Yeah. Was it the Israelis? Why do I have Israeli moon missions on the brain? Somebody flew some tardigrades up to the moon and they escaped.
My official guess, because yours is good. I think you might be right, but my guess, normally with the never a straight answer announcement of an announcement, it's usually like really, really mundane. You know, it's like buy the rumor, sell the news. Like the rumor is more exciting than the news itself. They're going to say something like, oh, we found some element, you know, an abundance of some element on the moon.
That's probably more realistic.
We now know that they have, I don't know, iron, a certain type of iron on the moon.
Something that might suggest that particles, you know, came from the Earth or came from the moon and they share a lineage or something.
Yeah, something really mundane and boring. So that's my guess. But yeah, it would be exciting.
Mine was going to be boring, Gons.
No, not boring enough.
Mine was boring, but no. You did a much better job at picking the most boring news that they could unveil.
Well, I'm just, you know, past doesn't equal future, but yeah. If you go by what they've done before, I remember this is like even before the whole flat Earth thing, when they did smash that. It might have been China, it might have been the US. I don't remember, but they basically said that they're going to have like a spaceship, you know, crash into the moon, and they were saying you can see it with the naked eye from the ground. And I remember like looking up and, you know, kind of looking at my watch and staring at the moon, and it apparently happened, and it was like, I didn't see nothing, you know, and I was very disappointed, and my skepticism about our reality rose even more that night. So yeah.
They might say, big news about the moon. That's no moon. It's a space station.
Space station. That would be fantastic.
Thank you. You're welcome, Jedi out there.
That would be fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of science.
Science is truth.
Which is not a scientific statement. Livescience.com. Scientists discover new organ in the throat.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You thought science knew all about our face.
But how can you find new things?
They don't, apparently. Scientists have discovered a new organ, a set of salivary glands set deep in the upper part of the throat. This nasopharynx region behind the nose was not thought to host anything but microscopic diffuse salivary glands, but the newly discovered set are about 1.5 inches in length on average. Because of their location over a piece of cartilage called the torus tubarius, the discoveries of these new glands have dubbed them the tubarial salivary glands. The glands probably lubricate and moisten the upper throat behind the nose and mouth. The researchers wrote online September 23rd in the journal Radiotherapy and Oncology. And it goes on to all the different stuff here. But yeah, who knew? I thought we knew everything about our face and stuff.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. How could you miss it? Did they say it was microscopic?
No,
is that what they said? Or something else was microscopic?
Oh, it might be microscopic. No, anything but microscopic. It's set about 1.5 inches in length on average. I don't know if it actually says that's like the location. I don't know if it says how big the actual thing is. It doesn't really say, but there's a diagram here, and I don't know how you miss it. It's pretty big in terms of like at least in the picture, you know. But goes to show science. They don't even know. Maybe they discovered it while they were sticking the swab, you know, into people's brains. And they're like, hey, what are we? There's something in there.
Yeah, maybe they just kept nicking something, doing all those coronavirus nose swabs. They're like, I don't know, man. I think there's something else up in there. We better take a second look.
So this should be like a really hard blow to like confidence in science in general. You know, it's like we're supposed to believe all these scientists and stuff, but they didn't even know about a gland in your head. That we should be, you know, this kind of stuff you should have known about for a while, but I don't know. This is science.
Maybe it was just like one guy hundreds of years ago was like the last guy to go digging around in there.
Maybe.
And everybody was just like, yeah, no, that Mr. Henry Nose found it all before. We don't need to go looking anymore.
Yeah, who knows? Or maybe, I mean, maybe they've seen it, but maybe
it's new.
Oh yeah, maybe we've evolved.
New. It's been evolving.
It's
5G.
It's the mark of the beast.
The 5G gland.
The 5G gland. Yeah, it's possible. Okay. Yeah. In the chat, Chili Peen, face like the sun isn't live. That is correct. We are not live. We got a strike on the channel. And
this is why we tell you to follow us on other locations. Go tell your friends. Let everybody know.
Yes. And we have a series of stories here that pertain to Hairy Legs Biden.
Got hairy legs. Got hairy legs.
So you had mentioned how you didn't watch the debate last night.
I didn't.
I did. I was doing other things, but I had it in my ear, and I occasionally peeked in there. I think if we're going to abide by the right-left paradigm, I thought Trump did a much better job than last time, where he's interrupting people. The whole thing with Trump was like hope and America and pro-America, while Biden's message was more like, we're all going to die. Vote for me because I'm going to fix everything. And one of the things he mentioned about the whole coronavirus thing was we're entering a dark winter. It's going to be a dark winter. And a whole bunch of people in our little niche pointed out what dark winter was. And Whitney Webb over at this is unlimitedhangout.com. And I think she also writes for I'm forgetting the name. The Last Vagabond, who was, I think they were also deleted off of YouTube recently. They wrote, actually, Whitney Webb here wrote an article back on April 1st, 22nd. Interestingly, it says here it's a 33-minute read. I don't know what that's all about. It's a long read, so we're not going to read the whole thing here.
Long.
Yeah. But the headline here, all roads lead to dark winter. The leaders of two controversial pandemic simulations that took place just months before the coronavirus crisis, Event 201 and Crimson Contagion, share a common history. The 2001 biowarfare simulation, Dark Winter. Dark Winter not only predicted the 2001 anthrax attacks, but some of its participants had clear foreknowledge of those attacks. And you can even find it on Wikipedia, where it talks about what the Dark Winter was. It was like this simulation in 2001.
And when you say simulation, do you mean like the simulation they did of coronavirus in November of 19? What was that called again?
Yeah, Event 201.
Event 201, that's right, where they ran the simulation. So this Dark Winter thing, this was like a government or intergovernmental international simulation?
Yeah, so it says here on Wikipedia, Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior-level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted from June 22nd to 23rd, 2001. It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the U.S., Tara O'Toole and Thomas Inglesby of the Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Strategies, Center for Strategic and International Studies, and Randy Larson and Mark Demir of Analytic Services were the principal designers, authors, and controllers of the Dark Winter Project. And the bioweapon idea. It's just really interesting how all this stuff has been planned forever, I'm sure. And,
it's interesting because, of course, the defense of Biden mentioning a dark winter is like, oh, it's just one of his Scrantonian turns of phrase. He's just an old man. That's not a thing. Nobody says dark winter.
Unless he's in... it's probably he's in these meetings, right, with these high up, dark, shadowy figures.
Yeah, it was probably just floating around in his brain, and he just said it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He kind of, he wanted to make an impactful, scary. It's going to be scary. The world is scary. And he just pulled one out of his little noggin there, and it happened to be Dark Winter. And he just ousted the whole thing. I'm sure he's getting lectured by the shadowy elite, tone it down.
So the words he actually said was, we're moving into a dark winter?
Something like that. I can't remember the exact thing, but yeah, it was, it was pretty straightforward.
maybe he was giving a little signal.
Yeah, and the troubling thing with the whole coronavirus thing is Trump's up there. He's pushing Operation Warp Speed. He's pushing the vaccines. It's kind of like, oh, great. Trump is all into the vaccine and getting military intel to, jab everybody with the thing. And then Biden over here is pushing the dark winter. We're in a bit of a pickle here in America, I would say, if we're being honest about the situation. But, we're QAnon pushers of disinformation. So what are you going to do?
No, don't say that. We're not. The algorithms are going to catch you saying that, and it's false.
I'm waiting for the algos to catch up to understanding sarcasm, and then it'll be out of control where nothing you say is not sarcasm anymore. And that'll be the end of the AI.
Yeah. Yeah. So what if sarcasm is the thing that just glitches the AI so much?
Yeah.
That it just destroys.
People just start saying things and it won't know that it's not sarcasm anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you want to move into a main story here?
Yeah, we got a couple of them.
Got hairy legs. Got hairy legs.
I was going to move into this official one. Do you want to do this little pre one first?
Sure.
Or
so
should I?
Yeah, I'll just set
Which
it up.
one?
We won't have to read the whole thing, but the backdrop to both of our main stories going into today is this Hunter Biden situation. This is discern.com. FBI moves to interview Hunter Biden's ex-business associate. And just a few minutes even before the debate last night, this guy, what's his name? Tony Bobulinski, the Biden family insider turned whistleblower, came out on like a press thing and said that he has all the evidence on his phones and he had worked with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and all the allegations that have been spinning around recently that Joe Biden accepted money from foreign agents or foreign countries. Were verified by this guy. And then, of course, I like the nuance you pointed out before we started the show here, but Biden sat on stage and very Bill Clinton-esque, denying any kind of anything he did sexually with what's her name, Monica Lewinsky. It was a very similar tone when Biden was up there when he said, "I did not accept any money from foreign countries." And it was like, dude, yeah, you did. But also, I guess you're technically not lying because...
Yeah, he's technically telling the truth. He didn't receive any money directly from foreign countries. His son received money from foreign countries and then gave it to his dad, Joe Biden.
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah. So, yeah, and that set us up for a couple of these stories here, which I think are relevant to the reason why we're seeing it. But you want to do the first one here?
I will. I can see this whole thing as this, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, foreign money thing continues. Do you remember with the Clinton thing when the line, well, that depends what is means.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It's going to get that crazy when it comes to figuring out exactly how he's going to try to slither out of this one.
If we only knew how insane things are going to get back then, right? I mean, I remember back then, even it was like everyone was praising Bill Clinton for, dodging and weaving all the questions and, he's so good at it. And yeah, ridiculous. But anyway, go on.
This is coming from dailymail.co.uk, so it's good. The opening headline paragraph here is Man, 19, is arrested after plotting to execute Joe Biden and visiting a Wendy's 4 miles from former VP's Delaware home before cops found his van loaded with guns, explosives, and child porn. Why was he bringing that with him? I have no idea.
Wendy's is so upset right now.
They caught him at a Wendy's.
Wendy's is like, no!
Man, 19, is arrested after plotting to execute Joe Biden and visiting a Wendy's. Okay, here we go. The article reads, thusly. A North Carolina man has been arrested after his van was found loaded with guns, explosives, and child pornography. And a probe found he was plotting to potentially assassinate Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, officials say. Alexander Hillel Treisman, 19, who went by the alias Alexander S. Theis, and is originally from Seattle, was arrested in late May. Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Employees at a bank in Kannapolis called police to investigate a white van that had been left in the parking lot, and officers discovered inside a trove of weapons and explosives, including an AR-15 style rifle. I hate it when they do that. What is an AR-15 style rifle? Is it an AR-15 or is it not? I don't understand. Books on bomb making, and you can get books on bomb making? Wow, I gotta.
Do you remember Obama when he was trying to crack down on the internet? He was like, "Oh, they can download how to make bombs right off the internet." So maybe
but I believe you.
Yeah, it's an Obama thing.
So it was a PDF. Maybe he had a Kindle with bomb making PDFs on it. Anyways, books on bomb making and more than $500,000 leading to his arrest.
Yeah.
What?
How does this kid at 19? It tells you a little bit later, but
a joint terrorism task force. A joint terrorism task force's investigation found he had oh my gosh. One of those days, man.
Yeah.
A joint terrorism task force investigation found he had extensively researched Joe Biden, was obsessed with mass murders, had an interest in racist ideologies, and possessed child pornography. Not possessed with child pornography. Treisman posted an iFunny meme. Do you know what an iFunny meme is?
No, I didn't know what it was.
We'll look it up real quick. Google iFunny meme. Treisman posted an iFunny meme on April 15th, 2020 with the caption, "Should I kill Joe Biden?" Records show he traveled to a Wendy's within 4 miles of Joe Biden's home on May 3rd. If you're the CEO of Wendy's, you gotta be like, come on, man. Was it really that important to mention the name of the parking lot he was in?
Come on, man.
Give us a break. We got square burgers. On May 16, he took a screenshot of a note that was consistent with a surveillance and attack plan connected to a possible threat against Joe Biden or other targeted act of violence. At the end of the checklist was the word execute, according to WBTV. Oh, and there's a picture of the kid. Ooh, oof. Treisman conducted internet searches between March and May 2020, seeking information about Joe Biden's home address, state gun laws, rifle parts, and night vision goggles. Treisman is currently being held in jail on child pornography charges. He has not been charged with any crime related to his possession of the guns, of evidence pointing towards a terror plot. I think they meant or there. In an order from earlier this month, a federal magistrate judge said Treisman should continue to be held in jail due to his pornography charges as well as his plan for the potential terror plot. According to police who investigated his white van, he was armed with an arsenal of weapons. We know. Quote, through the windows, KPD officers observed an AR-15 style rifle, a box for a Taurus 380 handgun, a canister of the explosive material tannerite, and a box of .556 caliber ammunition. The order said, citing testimony from an FBI agent who investigated the case as part of the Joint Terrorism Task Force.
Another FBI guy.
More, this could be part of the 6-week cycle. Has it been 6 weeks since the last one? Oh, this was back in May.
It was May, but they waited.
They did wait. We needed to wait. A search found approximately $509,000 of U.S. currency, believed to be defendant's inheritance, books about survival, bomb making, improved weapons, and Islam. Uh-oh, you can't say that. A drawing of swastikas. What? Okay, drawings of swastikas and planes crashing into buildings, as well as 5 additional guns. When Treisman was arrested, officers found he possessed driver's licenses from 3 different states. They also found he had purchased his weapons in states across the country, including Washington, Kansas, New Hampshire, and West Virginia. They also found child pornography on 8 different electronic devices, along with other photos related to plans and ideas for possible terrorist acts. Authorities also found a handwritten autobiography in his jail cell that referenced mass shootings. Okay, so now we're finding evidence in his jail cell. Investigators said they found a note created on October 15th, 2019 on Treisman's Samsung S9 cell phone that described a plan to commit a mass shooting at a small food court on Christmas or Black Friday. He also had still images from video footage of the Christchurch, New Zealand mosque shooting that he downloaded on March 21st, 2020, and internet searches related to it. He had also taken a screenshot of a February 18, 2020 Reddit post by username Alex the Bodacious referencing pedophilia and executing people he hates. On February 20, okay, a lot of different evidence. It just kind of goes down the line here.
Yeah. Keep going though, because there's a pattern with the the 6-week cycle, but also these busts that happen. There's a pattern here. So go ahead.
I'll keep going. On February 22nd, 2020, Treisman made an internet post referencing raping children and posting child porn. Okay, yikers. On April 3rd, 2020, he made an audio recording narrating the perfect porn video where he described killing 2... Okay, I don't want to say this. On April 8th, 2020, Alex the Bodacious stated that he was going to do a Columbine for a while, but I think it would be better to put it towards something more memorable. The judge order said agents had found a picture of a rental agreement for an apartment in Canada and emails between Treisman to a Canadian immigration lawyer about moving to the country. A lawyer for Treisman asked an agent if he was aware that the defendant had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Oh, that explains a lot of this. It explains his picture too. Let me go back. Yeah, okay. A lawyer for Treisman asked an agent if he was aware that the defendant had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, according to the order. The court filing said agents had asked Treisman if he had any mental health conditions, and they were told he did not. Following the evidence, the judge ruled that no combination of available release conditions would reasonably assure the safety of the community, and that a preponderance of evidence establishes that no conditions would ensure defendant's presence in court. The Kannapolis Police Department Chief Terry Spry said Thursday, quote, "The suspect was turned over to federal authorities pending further investigation. I am proud of our officers for their due diligence and quick actions that allowed us to prevent an incident from happening." Wow, this is very interesting. Let me look something up real quick. Why don't you make some comments on this?
So first off, the iFunny meme is just a website for memes, ifunny.co.
Okay.
So I think that's what it's referring to.
Okay.
But yeah, the Asperger's thing, I like how they slip it in at the very end here.
Yeah.
Because that is the pattern, with the example that I had mentioned before of, and I've mentioned it several times, of a former listener of the show who was dating a woman whose son got basically, I think he's in jail now, for, basically having a plot to blow up a bridge in Oklahoma. The parents pleaded, the mom pleaded, he has mental problems and the FBI were helping him, get stuff, get the bombs, get all that stuff. Extortion type stuff. This seems very similar.
This follows the pattern.
It follows the pattern. He's got mental issues. He's got all these things, all the evidence, right? Like when you line it up, it's like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad they took him down. But it's also like, yeah, because he's got mental problems.
Because he's
why don't you help kids like this?
Mental health issues.
Yeah, but instead of helping him, they bust them and then they say, oh, look at us. We prevented another domestic attack type of thing.
Yeah. And honestly, Asperger's, I'm reading the symptoms here, and it matches up almost precisely with the pattern of the 6-week cycle. For those who don't know, we're talking about a cycle that was identified by on the No Agenda show, Adam Curry and John C. Dvorak, where it seems as though every 6 weeks the FBI, makes some big bust in a potential terror plot, but they always... and the FBI is almost always involved in helping the person plan it, helping equip them with what they would need in order to pull it off. And then boom, at the last moment, they swoop in and they're like, oh, look how good we are. We caught this terrorist. When in fact, they're creating the terrorist. Yeah. And then they catch them. So
entrapment. Thank you, 88 Netter. Entrapment. I said something else.
Oh, okay.
I said the wrong thing.
And so Asperger's, it is, let me just read from the wiki here. It'll give you just a brief overview and you'll see where it all lines up. Asperger's syndrome, also known as Asperger's, is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by significant difficulties in social interaction. Mm-hmm. So this very much lines up with the antisocial characterization of the target. Every single time it's some antisocial teenage kid most of the time, and nonverbal communication, along with restricted and repetitive patterns of behavior and interest, where they'll get, stuck in, get sort of obsessive about things. And that's where you get the obsession with like child pornography, or an obsession with an individual like Joe Biden, or an obsession with some sort of behavior that, helps adds to the situation regarding the 6-week cycle. It is an autism spectrum disorder, but differs from other ASDs by relatively unimpaired language and intelligence, so they can kind of seem normal to just a passing observer. Although not required for diagnosis, physical clumsiness and unusual use of language are common. Signs usually begin before 2 years of age, and yada, 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 goes into more of it. So like always, whenever they catch these type of kids, they always have some sort of mental health disorder. A lot of times they're on lithium. It seems like Asperger's is kind of the perfect target for this type of thing.
Yeah. And the fact that this is a Biden sentiment, or what am I trying to say? It's like oh, poor Biden, and pushing this, because on the surface you think like, oh, see, the Trump right wing stuff has radicalized the particular side, and now you have these people trying to assassinate Biden. And it's interesting though, because it's got that twist with the child porn thing.
Well, they got to throw all the spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah, just everything into one giant mix. And again, this published at least on the dailymail.co.uk on the 23rd of October, or 22nd, I guess. There's updated on the 23rd, but the day of the debates, Oh, so yeah, it's a very classic. The timing of it all, notwithstanding that the Hunter Biden stuff was also timed, for the opposition, so the Republican side of things. But it's interesting how they hold on to these stories and then they all start releasing it in a very timely manner before the elections. And so the backdrop, again, going back to the whole Hunter Biden ex-business associate thing, I do want to go into the other story. Are you done with?
Yeah, real quick. Yeah. I just wanted to make a comment. Even before I read that this kid had Asperger's, you want to know when I knew that there was some sort of mental health issue involved?
Just all the evidence that which piece of evidence?
When he had $500,000 in cash in his van. And he was like,
he was going to Wendy's.
Possibly want to, do what this kid did. If you got $500,000 in cash, just go to Tahiti, man. Disappear, go to Fiji, hit the beach. What are you doing? Worrying about anything?
About anything, but also Wendy's. Come on, man, dude. Come on, man. Go to
At
Ruth
least
Chris
Red
or something.
Lobster, baby.
Yeah,
You can
Red
eat at Red
Lobster.
Lobster every night. Get that ultimate. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a
dish.
One of those funny dishes at Red Lobster. They have like the captain's feast.
Yeah, the only thing missing from the story is the Flippy robot arm detected this kid and used it to like grab him and detain him.
What?
Because
Where did Flippy come into this story?
Robot, yeah, he's flipping burgers
at the burger
Wendy's
place. Yeah. Okay. Don't
Come
blame
on.
this on Flippy. Flippy had nothing to do with this.
No, I'm saying the Flippy would have been the hero. And that would have
yes, he
set up
would've.
the robot revolution, you know? Like, hey,
Okay.
he saved. It's
All
not
right,
the
I
FBI
gotcha.
agents, it's a robot arm.
That's right. Just wait until we have RoboCops in the FBI. Then it's really going to get nasty. All right. You better hit that second story.
Okay, so this is, again, a continuation of this idea that all this Hunter Biden stuff is breaking. And I'm sure as we started the live show, I'm sure there was more stuff that came out. But this is more hairy legs.
Got hairy legs. Got hairy legs.
This is StarTribune.com. Charges. Boogaloo boys fired on Minneapolis police precinct shouted justice for Floyd. And the subtitle here, feds say Ivan Harrison Hunter helped burn and loot the 3rd Precinct building as part of a coordinated attack from the far-right group trying to ignite an American Civil War.
Woo!
Star Tribune, very much left-leaning, as a lot of media outlets are, just to keep that in mind. In the wake of protests following the May 25th killing of George Floyd, a member of the Boogaloo Boys opened fire on Minneapolis Police 3rd Precinct with an AK-47 style gun.
What is an AK-47 style rifle? I actually just Googled. Well, I didn't Google. I DuckDuckGo'd. What is an AK-47 style rifle? And nobody wants to tell me. They're just trying to sell me AK-47s.
They didn't even say rifle. They said gun. AK-47 style gun. And screamed justice for Floyd as he ran away.
They are Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. As he ran away, according to a federal complaint made public Friday. You know, if he's saying justice for Floyd, why is that a right-wing plot?
I know. Just go all the way through it.
Okay.
I have questions as well.
A sworn affidavit by the FBI underlying the complaint reveals new details about a far-right anti-government group's coordinated role in the violence that roiled through civil unrest over Floyd's death while in police custody. Ivan Harris Hunter, keep that in mind, Hunter, a 26-year-old from Bourne, Texas, is charged with 1 count of interstate travel to incite a riot for his alleged role in ramping up violence during the protest in Minneapolis on May 27th and 28th. According to charges, Hunter, wearing a skull mask and tactical gear, shot 13 rounds at the South Minneapolis Police Headquarters while people were inside. He also looted and helped set the building ablaze, according to the complaint, which was filed Monday under seal. Sounds more like Antifa than a right-wing plot. Unrest flared throughout Minneapolis following Floyd's death, which was captured on bystanders' cell phone video, causing Governor Tim Walz to activate the Minnesota National Guard. As police clashed with protesters, Hunter and other members of the Boogaloo Boys discussed in private Facebook messages their plans to travel to Minneapolis and rally at the Cub Foods across from the 3rd Precinct, according to federal court documents. One of the people Hunter coordinated with posted publicly to social media, quote, "Lock and load, boys. Boog flags are in the air and the national network is going off," the complaint states. 2 hours after the police precinct was set on fire, Hunter texted with another Boogaloo member in California, a man named Stephen Carrillo. Quote, "Go for police buildings," Hunter told Carrillo, according to charging documents. Quote, "I did better, LOL," he replied a few hours earlier. Carrillo had killed a federal protective service officer in Oakland, California, according to criminal charges filed against him in California. On June 1st, Hunter asked Carrillo for money, explaining he needed to, quote, be in the woods for a bit, and Carrillo sent him $200 via Cash App. All right. Cash App. Hey, good job.
$200 will get you a long way in the woods.
Yeah, I know, especially on Cash App. You should really. You got a QR code tree so I can light you on fire. Okay. 5 days later, Carrillo shot and killed a sheriff's deputy in Santa Cruz when authorities tried to arrest him. According to charges filed in California, authorities say he then stole a car and wrote "Boog" on the hood in what appeared to be his own blood. Bragged on social media. A couple days later, during police protests.
What does it mean? It appears to be his own blood.
I don't know.
Does he have special blood that you can see?
I don't know. It's quoted. So in what appeared to be his own blood, probably the report said that, but yeah, I'm sure maybe if they quoted the whole line, it was like appears to be his own blood, or it could have been red paint, but we don't know. A couple days later, during police protests, Austin, Texas police pulled over a truck after seeing 3 men in tactical gear and carrying guns drive away in it. Hunter, in the front passenger seat, wore 6 loaded banana magazines for an AK-47 style assault rifle on his tactical vest.
Since you pinged it here, I did find, actually, thanks to someone in the chat named M. Wilba. Thank you, M. Wilba. A Mac 90 is a AK-47 style rifle. A different manufacturer, slightly different, but it is in the style of AK-47. But again, nobody knows what a Mac 90 is. So you say AK-47 style, because of course that's scarier to the average person, because they saw Nicolas Cage in Lord of War than Mac 90. Most normal people wouldn't know what a Mac 90 was.
Here's the other trigger thing with guns. 2 other men had AR-15 magazines affixed to their vests. The officers found an AK-47 style rifle and 2 AR-15 rifles on the rear seat of the vehicle, a pistol next to the driver's seat, and another pistol in the center console. Oh, they're so scary, they had guns. Hunter denied he owned any of the weapons found in the vehicle. He did, according to the complaint, volunteer. He was the leader of the Boogaloo Boys in South Texas, and that he was present in Minneapolis when the 3rd precinct was set on fire. Police seized the guns and let Hunter and others go. Hunter had bragged about his role in the Minneapolis riots on Facebook, publicly proclaiming, "I helped the community burn down that police station, and I didn't protest peacefully, dude. Want something to change? Start risking felonies for what is good." Quote,
sounds like Antifa to me.
Yeah, it does. Quote, "The BLM protesters in Minneapolis loved me. Fire Team and I," he wrote on June 11th. According to the complaint, Fire Team is a reference to a group he started with Carrillo, quote, "that responds with violence if the police try to take their guns away." Quote, "Hunter also referred to himself as a terrorist," the complaint states. A confidential informant told police that Hunter planned to, quote, "go down shooting if authorities closed in." He didn't. They arrested him without incident in San Antonio, Texas this week, and he made his first court appearance Thursday. Hunter is the 3rd member of the Boogaloo Boys, a loose-knit group intent on igniting a second American Civil War, to be charged in Minneapolis as a result of the unrest that followed Floyd's death. Michael Robert Solomon and Benjamin Ryan Teeter were indicted in September with conspiracy to provide material support for a foreign terrorist organization. So that's the story on Star Tribune. A couple things to notice. This says far-right group, but we had mentioned how the Boogaloo Boys in the past, the people that wear the Hawaiian shirts, sounded a lot like an Antifa group. And based on the actions here, justice for Floyd, shooting up police precincts and even saying like the BLM are proud of us and all this. How is this a right-wing thing?
See, it's another mischaracterization. They say right-wing because they like guns, and that's pretty much the only thing. Well, they like guns,
and he's white. Those are the two,
yeah, right. Although there is quite a bit of racial diversity in the Boogaloo Boys, from what I've seen. Actually, there's some. I've seen videos floating around. Some people have sent me stuff on Twitter of videos of Boogaloo Boys, and there's a black guy, there's an Asian guy, and there's a white guy, and they're talking about how they're all brothers, and they're just here to protect our rights, type of thing. But yeah, labeling it, pretty much the only thing on the outside that you can see about the Boogaloo Boys that's right wing is that they like guns, and the problem is, they're anti-government, so to call them right-wing is already like wrong, because you're turning them into a political, you're attaching them to the left-right paradigm.
Right.
And that's the danger of the left-right paradigm, is the institution, it glitches their mind. They need to put you somewhere in the left-right paradigm. And I guarantee you, if you actually talk to some Boogaloo Boys, of which I have not done, but I'm just from what I can gather.
You've been mistaken as a Boogaloo Boy.
Yes, that's right. I do like my Hawaiian shirts. From what I can gather, they're more libertarian than anything. And of course, the left will tell you that libertarians are far right or something. The problem is, more or less, libertarians don't even fit on some sort of left-right paradigm. And that's the problem with it. And that's why we all need to disconnect from that, because it'll be used in articles like this. They either got to make you far left or far right, and if you like guns, you're on the right.
Yeah, well, that's if they're not some kind of alphabet soup spin up, some kind of FBI, CIA, whatever, NSA, whatever, whoever, spinning up some kind of group. Easily done, because especially with the Boogaloo Boys, they popped up a few months ago, on public radar with all the civil unrest. But early on, there wasn't much information about them, so it's always kind of suspicious when it's, movements like this.
It's funny because the Boogaloo Boys have much more to do, like much more in common with Antifa than they do the right. I mean, they're anti-police again, I'm just painting with a generalized brush. I'm sure there's a swath of attitudes in the group, but generally they're considered anti-police, which is the left should agree with. They're anti-big government, which, the right would agree with. And it actually sounds a little bit more libertarian than anything else, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought up and this is all, it's all in context to the Biden story, or the Biden presidency election, the whole thing going on here, is because the guy's name, Ivan Harrison Hunter. And again, they waited to publish this story until today. I think it's today.
When all the Hunter Biden stuff is dropping.
The Hunter Biden stuff is dropping.
Think it's some algo manipulation?
I think this is an algo play. They're like, hey, we have a guy named Hunter. We can label him right wing. We can label, we can confuse the algos, or at least make it so people are, when they're looking up Hunter, that, in theory, this story will pop up instead of the Hunter Biden thing.
Right.
And otherwise, why even mention? I mean, it's like some guy from a few months ago, shooting up people and getting arrested. And okay, all right. So what's there was a bunch of this stuff going on in the last few months. Yeah. So it makes sense. And I know it's the algos are different for everybody when they're on like Twitter or something like that. But when I type in Hunter, I think the third or fourth story had to do with this guy. So it moved up pretty quick on the list. But also now I'm refreshing here, and it looks like the Hunter Biden story is breaking a little bit more.
You can't hold it down. You can't hide it.
Let's see. Fox News, ex-Hunter Biden associates records don't show proof of Biden's business relations. There's Fox News trying to debunk it. I don't know, but it's all information warfare. It's all propaganda warfare. So that's all this is.
State-sponsored propaganda machinery.
And but I thought it was that's the first thing to jump out at me this morning when I saw this. It was like, oh, of course the guy's name is Hunter. To really kind of play with the search engine of the word Hunter today when all this stuff is dropping.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I think the algo manipulation, that story tracks for me.
Yep. So there you go. That's first half a show, right? I mean, we've been going for an
I think
hour
we
and
did
20.
it. Let's take a quick little break here.
Quick break.
It's break time! Come on, take a break.
Okie dokie, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick little break. After the break, we've got liquid cybernetics. What's going on there? We got some black goo we got to talk about. Also, a cyborg art festival. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be so weird. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, a Nephilim update at the end of the show.
It's a good one, too.
First, what?
The good Nephilim update.
Ooh, a good one. You heard it here first, folks. A good Nephilim update. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at some art. We're going to check out what producers are up to and thank some of our new Twitch followers because, as you know, we are not currently broadcasting on the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. We tried to tell you, and those of you who made the switch over to Twitch, you're not missing the show. So you win. Gonz, are you ready to thank some Twitch followers?
Let's do it.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Lala Lacey.
Lala.
Thank you very much, Lala Lacey. Norse Grinch. Thank you very much. We got SLSDIXXF. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for the follow.
Right.
Next, we have Ennumati.
Like Illuminati, but you're too cool to illuminate, so you're allowed Illuminati.
Yeah, something like that. Then we have OESMCSE. I don't know how to pronounce some of these things. Oismcse. Next, we have DJ Zymatic. Thank you very much. We got Thunder. I'll call you Thunder. Thank you, Thunder. Next, we have Gon's favorite Basil.
Oh,
that's nice. Yeah. Next, we have Are You Happy Now?
Now I am.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Next, we have 0% Sanity. I feel you. Let's see here. Next, we have Justice 149. And Gelfons 2.
He's French?
Something. Thank you very much, everybody, for following us on Twitch, and congratulations. You get to keep watching the show. Again, Face Like the Sun YouTube watchers, we hope you follow us on some additional platforms so you don't miss a show. What?
Ennumati in the chat there. Ennumati, Greek for in the spirit. Now that I see it, I see it. When you say Ennumati, I thought, auditorily it didn't really register, but now I see the name. It's like, okay, there we go.
ENPNEUMATI, in the spirit. Got sense. It. Thank you very much. Okay, well, thank you very much. In the chat, make sure to welcome the new Twitch followers. And now, Gonz, I think it's time that we thank some of our new producers. What do you say?
Sounds like a fun time.
All right. So first of all, let me let you know, if this is your first time watching the show or listening to the show, we subscribe to a little something called the value for value model. What does that mean, you say? Well, you might notice that we don't read any advertisements. We don't do any sponsorships or anything like that, which is pretty par for the course nowadays for different pieces of media, whether they be live broadcasts or podcasts or whatnot. You know, advertising has sort of wormed its little tentacles into every facet of media nowadays, but not here, baby. That's right. We have turned our back on the megalithic giant Nephilim rulers of advertising. You know, advertising has really taken over the world in a lot of different ways, and not just the world, but also our minds. It's all in bed with big data and social media and all that kind of nasty stuff. And worst of all, advertising incentivizes content creators like Gonzo and myself to consider our audience, you, dear human listener, as a commodity. That's right. They want us to think of you like cattle so we can load you up on trailers and ship you off to some big corporation for our own personal gain. And that just doesn't really sit right with us. It doesn't feel right. It sort of it doesn't just dehumanize you, but it also kind of dehumanizes us, and it's just not a good feeling. So we made the decision a long time ago to not do advertising, although, and I haven't said it in a while, but we have had some big offers from different advertisers. So I can't say it's the best business decision to not do advertising, but at least we can sleep at night. But instead of treating you like a product, dear listener, we work on the value for value model, which is we create the value. We do this show pretty consistently, and we like to think we do a pretty good job. And if you get any value out of what we do, whether it's simply hearing news stories that you haven't heard anywhere else, maybe it's the news or communication analysis within those stories, maybe it's just entertainment or education, who knows what it is. But if you get value out of this show, you get an opportunity to put some value back in. Now, here's the thing. It isn't just donations. This isn't charity per se, although you may be a very generous and charitable person. But what this is you investing not just in Gonzo and I and this show, but you're investing in your own media future. You are snatching the power away from the advertising industry to put their own value on a piece of media. Because that's really what's going on nowadays, folks. Doesn't matter whether you like something or not, the value of that piece of media is determined by advertising companies. And that's another reason why a lot of our producers say nay to advertising and decide to participate in the value for value model. It's an investment in your own media future. It's a rebellion against the worldwide theology of advertising. And it's time to thank some of those producers. Remember, they are producers. This is the real world. If you help pay for a piece of media, you are a producer. You can put that on your LinkedIn, put it on your resume, put our email in there, and we will vouch for you. It's a good time, and it's very serious. So, first of all, believe it or not, Gons, even throughout our Patreon emergency yesterday, where we had to defend ourselves in the court of Patreon, we had some new Patreon producers come in. Are you ready to thank them?
I am ready, and also grateful because a bunch of people came in, and at the same time a bunch of people canceled too on one of the Patreons. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, some people canceled their Patreon and moved over to one of our other support things. So here we go. So thank you. First of all, actually, let me jump over here. Let me refresh the page, make sure we didn't get anybody coming in during the show. Nope. But I do want to thank so dearly producer Andrea for upgrading their support. Thank you very much, producer Andrea.
Thank you, producer Andrea.
That's right. And next on the list, we have a brand new producer. Producer, where has my basil gone? Thank you very much, producer. Where has my basil gone? I believe that is a Twitch follower as well. I don't know if he's here watching now, but wherever you are, where has my basil gone? Thank you very much for the producership. So there you go. If you want to jump in and become a producer, going to patreon.com/ccnt, that's patreon.com/ccnt, is a great place to do that. Now, a lot of people don't like Patreon, and that is okay. If you don't like Patreon, we support you. Instead,
100% we support you now. It said,
yeah.
Not that we didn't before, but you know,
they pester us. So you can head over to CanaryCryRadio.com/support. CanaryCryRadio.com/support. That's right. Oh, Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, well, real quick, before we do that, we're going to thank, we also have patreon.com/CanaryCryRadio. Patreon.com/CanaryCryRadio. We have a new producer over there, and that is producer The Big Layaboutsky.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, producer The Big Layaboutsky. Really enjoy your name there. They sent us a message to, yep, got it. Thank you, The Big Layaboutsky. Okay, now heading over to CanaryCryRadio.com/support. We got PayPal options over there. You can come in with a monthly producership, or if commitment is not your thing, you can go ahead and become a producer with any amount that you would like for a one-time producership. Gons, who do we have coming in on the PayPal?
On the PayPal, I'm going to go in order here. We have Jessica C coming in with
thank you very much.
$10.21 and her note, happy birthday, Basil.
Yes.
From Basil's birthday.
Basil producership. Thank you, producer Jessica.
Yeah, thank you, producer Jessica C. And then we also have one from Jacqueline, producer Jacqueline. Thank you.
Thank you very much, producer Jacqueline.
Ooh, you can get a song.
As a song,
yeah, impressive. We also have another. I think this is a birthday one, but I'm not sure. I think it's a double birthday.
It's a double birthday, yeah.
Yeah, from producer Casey. Thank you, producer Casey.
Thank you very much, producer Casey.
Moving on, we have producer Diana.
Yeah.
Deanna,
thank you very much, Deanna. I think it's Deanna.
Coming
producer Deanna.
$33, and she has a note. Great show, guys. I love to listen to you guys on my night shifts over here in England. Ooh, England listener. Happy belated birthday, Basil, and congratulations, Gons. Speaking about the baby who's not here yet, but he'll be here next week. God bless, gang. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, producer Deanna.
And the reason why the earlier Jessica was Jessica C is because we also have another Jessica, Jessica L, coming in. Producer Jessica L, thank you for your support. She said, happy birthday to my favorite googly-eyed witty watchman. I love your energy and enthusiasm and have been listening for years. You and Gons make us fringies look ultra cool.
Oh, yeah.
Many thanks and keep up the good godly work. You are my superheroes. Much love, Jessica. And
thank you very much, producer Jessica.
Kiss emoji. Yeah. Kiss emoji, Basil.
Ooh la la.
I know. And actually, Jessica L came in again, and it was the official birthday one. Basil, I'm listening to this episode a day late, and I just realized that your birthday was yesterday, the same day as one of my sons, William. You guys share a birthday, the 21st of October. What a special and amazing day. And we got all the big kick out of it, already donated. And as a one-time gift, I do support monthly already, but couldn't resist the birthday special 1021. So thank you for that. And
very good. Thank you very much, producer Jessica L. And happy birthday to William.
It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Do you think... Oh my gosh, that thing really just keeps going. Do you think Jessica L., their son William is William Steele?
Oh.
Will Steele?
Oh, maybe.
Is that Will
it's
Steele's
possible.
mom?
It's very possible. Yeah, we're gathering in all of the jewel thieves of the world. They're just all listeners and producers.
Jewel thief family.
All right. Thank you, producer Jessica L. Really appreciate the notes as well. Next up, we have producer Bush Protector. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And coming in big. I think, shall we make producer Bush Protector executive executive producer for the day?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, producer Bush Protector, executive producer of episode 259.
Yes, very much. Or thank you very much. Yes, executive producer coming in and always changing his name. He's always got like a different title for his name, which is excellent. We love that. Next up, producer Nigel. Thank you, producer Nigel. He's a new monthly subscriber, so thank you for that, for your producership. And I think this one, he was one of the people that canceled off of Patreon and moved
switched over.
Yeah, switched over. So we appreciate that.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Producer
you so
Nigel.
much, Producer Nigel. Next up, Producer Christopher.
Woo! Thank you very much, Producer Christopher.
And another one that came in, a new monthly supporter. I'm not 100% sure if Christopher was one of the deletions from the CanaryCryRadio side of things. But either way, we welcome all of the subscribers there. It really does help out. So thank you so much, Producer Christopher. And lastly, Producer Alex. Thank you, Producer Alex.
Thank you very much, Producer Alex.
And they have a note, outstanding product. Thank you for all your hard work and for keeping our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ front and center. So yes, thank you so much
welcome
for that note. We thank all of our producers who came in with their treasure, but we also accept your talent. And we're always asking for jingles, which we don't have any today, but more importantly, the artwork.
One art, please.
Woo! And we have a handful of artists and their art to share. And the first one we're going to do is from Allie. Allie sent in a couple of them. First one is the Political Circus. And it's a picture of Joe Biden, I think. Yeah, Joe Biden. And this is a good reference.
I don't have.
I forgot to.
You didn't put it in the document. So let me see if I can pull it up here because my monitor is delayed. So
yes,
you can continue.
Okay, so this is Joe Biden. A very good rendition of Joe Biden. And it's creepy.
Oh my gosh, she's so creepy.
She got the essence of that weird like deep fake smile that he has. Yeah. Really well done.
It's his I'm a proud Democrat smile.
Yeah.
He always does that smile when he says, I'm a proud Democrat.
Weird smile. Yeah. And the caption or the speech, there's no speech bubble, but he's saying, I never said I opposed fracking. And that is a reference to the debate last night when Biden said he never opposed fracking. And but there's
blatantly
all
false.
Kinds of clips of him saying that he's going to end fracking, and Trump actually called him out on it. Like you said you wanted to move over to the energy or the electric cars and stuff, and Biden was kind of like, yeah, well, it'll be a transition, a smooth transition. It's really a
smooth transition from fracking to get oil to move over to electric cars that have 1,000 pounds of batteries made with blood minerals from Africa. We'll run our cars on the blood of African children instead of natural gas or whatever.
There's all kinds of wrong there with the whole electric car thing, because you also have this idea that we have California, my neck of the woods here, with Tesla leaving. The California, the most Democrat state in the country, can't keep the one electric car company in its state. So
that's a really good point. I never actually thought about that before.
All kinds of problems there. Allie, thank you very much for that one. Sent in another one called Select a Clown. And this one's more of a Photoshop job, I think.
Yeah.
And it's got Trump and Biden, both with clown noses, and in the middle, a creepy clown. And it says Select a Clown 2020. I think a lot of people are feeling that after these debates.
And he's got that creepy smile again, Biden.
That smile, man.
I know, it works with the big red nose that she put on him there.
Just picture him saying, dark winter. Elect me. We're going into a dark winter.
Hooray, a dark winter.
Hooray. So thank you, Allie, for the artwork. And always welcome.
Yes, very good, Producer Allie. Gazel and Bonds in the chat.
Yes, and going along with the censorship issues that we've had here, this one is from Mark. And this is...
this is fun. This is like a... what is that called? It's like a decision tree or a... I don't want to show how little I know about coding. by attempting to
It's like
tell you what this is.
It's an input output. It's an algo kind of thing.
Yeah, a representation. It says at the top, the future of Google search or the present. And on the left, we've got a box. It's a screenshot of Google. And in the search bar is Canary Cry News Talk. And says input. And then you follow the dotted line to the algorithm, which is a big fiery box on the bottom called the memory hole. And Canary Cry News Talk is going in there. So Google is just dumping Canary Cry News Talk into the memory hole, as well as Hunter Biden's laptop, voter fraud, Epstein's suicide, the magic bullet, the gospel, is climate change real, etc., etc. All the things that Google just dumps into the memory hole. Then coming out of the algorithm for the output is just another Google search box screen grab there, and just has a little smiley face. Nope, sorry.
Yeah.
No Canary Cry News Talk for you.
And the caption that says, your search did not match any documents. Try different keywords. Yeah, it's like a flow chart of the algorithm. Yeah. Uh-oh, did I lose Basil? I think Basil froze. Hold on one moment here. I'm going to try to get him back. Hello?
Hello?
Are we still live?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Are we still live or did we complete?
I was watching the Twitch channel. It dipped out for a second, but then it came back.
Okay. So maybe it looks like we got completely shut down though.
Yeah, that was weird. When I got cut out, I could still hear you perfectly, and I was still watching the stream and everything. I could hear you perfectly. It's just like my outgoing signal was gone.
We definitely got completely cut off because we just got an email from Restream giving us the max viewers and everything. So we definitely completely lost connection. Interesting.
Well, it looks. Oh, yeah. The Twitch is still going. Twitch never turned off.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. People are just listening to us chit chat about what's going on.
Yeah, that was weird. I lost connection to everything. My chat shut down. All my browsers shut down. Skype
I saw
stopped,
that. I saw you almost give
stopped.
away our Restream password on air.
I know. Yeah. Well,
No,
it's covered, so it's fine. But
that's interesting. Okay, so I'm getting messages now. We're back up on Twitch and we are back up on YouTube.
Okay.
So
all right.
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, thank you,
That's
Mark.
what happens when you talk about the Google memory hole. We literally got put into the memory hole.
I was going to say
while we were joking about it.
I think I mentioned how Mark's art there really made the Google gods mad.
Yeah, it really did.
Our chat's not moving though. I don't know if say something, people. Let us know you're there. Or not.
Oh, you know what? That's what it is the Restream. It's a Restream problem.
Did Restream shut us down now?
Can you reset the chat within Restream?
I think so.
Because chat. Oh wait, there it goes. It's going. It's just slow. Because I have my chat open. I'm watching the chat from here. It's just not making it onto the stream.
Interesting.
Yeah, sorry, folks. While we figure this out, technical problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not working. I mean, it obviously kicked me out.
Yeah, you got all the way kicked out.
Yeah, let me shut down the chat and reopen the Restream chat thing because it's a whole separate app.
Okay.
And so give me a moment here.
That makes sense. That. Sorry, everybody, but thanks for sticking with us. The ones who have stuck with us, we lost about half of the Twitch viewers during this little hiccup. And I don't even know where everybody else is. So I guess CanaryCryRadio YouTube. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Oh yeah, we've got Demon Lord Abarax is giving you some software advice here. Refresh chat in Ustream software. Oh, there we go.
Yep,
looks like
back up.
Yep, we're back, baby. Woo! We did it.
Get back here, quitters. Gazzle
Oh my goodness. Get on back here, quitters. You're leaving so soon. Look at that. We're gone for 45 seconds and people bail.
Yeah, well, people are flimsy. You didn't know about this?
I'm actually very impressed for anybody who tunes into the live show. There's I've told this to you before, but the thought of tuning into a live broadcast in the middle of the workday is very impressive to me.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
There we go. Okay. I think we should just push on through here. We've got some more art to look at.
Yes, we do. We have a couple pieces
Yay.
of art from 88. And this one is called Basil Snake Plissken from Escape from California. And it's a picture of, or it's a drawing of
Yes.
Basil. And, well, as a
it's
duck.
Basil the canary.
The canary.
It's
I'm sorry, duck. I
You know
always
what
say
these
duck.
remind me of? It's kind of like logos, like tourism logos for California.
Yeah.
It's like this is make a great shirt. It would either make two separate great shirts, and you'll know what I'm talking about in a second, or a great shirt, one image on back, one image on the front.
Yeah.
But this first one is a nice little sort of circular logo for those who can't see it, and it says Escape from California, and it's canary Basil, and I've got my headset on there, and I've got an eye patch. I look very cool, and in the background is the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's a literal dumpster fire.
and very detailed cows, bunch of cows. Do you see that?
Are those cows?
Yeah, I think so.
No, those are trash bags.
Oh, okay.
Those are trash bags.
I like to think they're cows.
Okay, weirdo.
Well, because all the
Yeah, and it's
methane in the air, you know?
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
We'll find out from 88. He might be in the chat here. So let us know if that's trash bags or if it's cows.
It's trash bags. But this is so exciting. 88, always a pleasure to have your art come in. I can't wait for just a lot of the art to make it up onto the merch perch. I know producer Dust is working hard to make that happen. If you are
trash.
an artist,
You're right. It was trash. But
It's
I
trash.
like Gazel and Bond's her take, trashy cows. There you go.
Yeah.
We can
Trashy
compromise.
cows.
Yeah.
You know what? Good trash comes from trashy cows, and trashy cows come from California. Anyways, there you go. That's Escape from California, and that is in reference to last episode when we were talking about how I escaped from California. Gone. Should we move on to the next one?
Yes, 88 included me in the mix. This is a portrait of me as a canary, and the same kind of logo with the circle with Escape to California. I have a golden tooth, a cigar, a 88 cigar, and a giant chain around my neck, my hat, my glistening hair, a scar over my left eye. Not sure what
It's
that's
very
from.
cool. The way he has envisioned you as a canary, Gons, is like it reminds me of like a very anime anti-hero type of thing. You look very grizzled.
Yes.
You got a cool gold tooth, and you've got a little speech bubble there that says, I own Cali now.
Yeah.
Which is in reference to last episode when you talking about, you're just waiting for California to completely devolve into absolute madness so you can buy it all up and become the warlord of California.
Yes, I will own it all. And I don't know why I have jelly beans in my beard, but is that
I don't know either,
that-
but I like it. It's
is
a
that
nice
just
touch.
my steady diet of jelly beans until we can rebuild the state?
We were joking before the show, Guns, that 88 has a way of drawing you and I in the way that we like to think of ourselves.
Yes. I
Very
wake up-
buff, very chiseled, and with a lot of sort of grizzled features that make us look very manly and cool.
Yeah, I definitely wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and I go, yeah, that's me right there. This one I'll give to the wife, and she'll be glad she married a grizzled
Yes.
California slumlord.
That, yes, this version of Gons could definitely take control in an apocalyptic situation.
Yes.
So very good. Thank you very much to all of our artists, but you as well, artist, producer 88. Always an extreme pleasure to get all the art on the show. You guys are very valued and treasured producers. Again, I keep talking about how I'm going to post this art. I'm going to jump onto the Instagram later today. I'm going to go on an Instagram posting extravaganza. So if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Instagram. I believe you can just search CanaryCryRadio, but I think there's underscores under all those, but you'll find it. You just search. And yes, soon there will be merchandise available with a lot of the artists' art, and we're very excited about that. Make sure to go over to CanaryCryMerchPerch.com. That is the Canary Cry Merch Central, created by producer Dust. It's a family affair. You can get merch at cost, but you also have the option to tip the webmaster. There's costs associated with that, so I want to make sure we can help producer Dust with that, make it worth his while. But you can also tip the artist and or tip Gonz and myself.
Yeah.
If you're interested. So please check that out.
Yes. And quick thank you again to That Night Wind. You may have to do it on the Canary Cry Radio YouTube channel with the timestamps this time around. Hopefully she'll find her way to the video there. But just in case she doesn't, either way, thank you, because she's been really consistent with that.
That Night Wind.
And do you want to go ahead and do some of the reviews?
Yeah, I do. And I do want to apologize to everybody. Today's show is so weird. It's just a weird day. So we are running kind of long on this break, but we got to read some reviews. So one great way to help produce the show, and we really need it, is for people to leave ratings and reviews. And if you need to know how to do that, just Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo, however you want to do it. Search Apple Podcasts Canary Cry News Talk. That will take you to the page to leave a rating and or a review. And I want to read some of these. It'll be shorter than past times, but it's going to be fun. It's ratings and reviews convince the algorithms to share the show with more people. And it also puts us on lists and things like that. Great ways to spread the show. It's free for you to do. It just takes a couple seconds, but it's very, very valuable. We have no control over that. That is all you, dear listeners. And I'll read a couple now. This one is from Trappleseed. He's the one who made us is he the one who did the Pharmakia song?
Yes.
Johnny Trappleseed?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He's very simple. The review is 5 stars and it says based, red pilled. Booyah. Easy peasy, baby. Thank you very much, Trappleseed. Next, we have 5-star review from Smith 1082. Awesome podcast. Says it's wake up time. Hey, yo, wake up. I like how that's become a pretty ubiquitous thing to leave in the reviews. Thanks, Basil and Gonz, for rattling my cage. I look forward to your show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's packed full of information, a lot of which isn't even covered on the No Agenda show. Ooh. Woo! Very nice to have No Agenda referenced in our review here. And what a compliment to say we pack information. You know, we kind of purposefully have to try our best not to just duplicate the No Agenda show. It's a show that we love and have loved for a while, and is admittedly has been an inspiration for the Canary Cry News Talk revitalization this year. But thank you very much. It's packed full of information, a lot of which isn't even covered on the No Agenda show. In addition to news and entertainment, they're teaching critical thinking, something most of us, myself included, weren't taught in school. Well, that's very nice. Thank you very much, Smith 1082. Next, we have a 5-star review from BC78 $. Great podcast. Great. That's the whole review. Great. Right. Thank you very much. Short and sweet. Next, we have a very fun review from For the Remnant. And this one, I got to get in character, Gonz. It's 5 stars. Says, thank you for flying Canary Cry Airways. Ladies and gentlemen, Basil and Gonz have turned on the Fasten Seatbelt of Truth sign. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt of truth. If you haven't already done so, please stow your preconceived notions underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin. And also, make sure your critical thinking and empathy are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to propaganda, please read all rhetoric carefully located in your mainstream media article. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in the events of a false flag, please ask a brother or sister in Messiah to reseat you. We remind you that this is a non-partisan flight. Forced false dichotomies are prohibited on the entire show, including the production, jingles, and art. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the sawdust in your brother's eye is prohibited by Yeshua's commands, unless you first address the plank in your own eye. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask your brothers and sisters in the live stream chat. Thank you. Booyah! Very fun. Thank you so much for the remnant. I feel like I should.
I can't stop it. Hold on. It was supposed to be.
What do you have playing over there?
It was the airplane ambiance.
Oh,
like inside the
okay.
airplane. I was trying to find a ding, like a bing sound in the background.
Bong, bong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Very good. Well, thank you for the remnant. Gonz, I feel like we could make a fun outro song to this. I'll read it and we can do some production work,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We should think about that. Next time we have some spare time.
I was going to say, let me put that on the list of things to do tomorrow.
All right. One last review here. This was from For the Remnant as well, but left on the Canary Cry Radio page. It says, to birds born in a cage, flying is a disease. Courageously cultivated, cross-centered content cooked up by a couple of cool conspiracy connoisseurs.
Ooh.
That's right. Thank you very much For the Remnant. And thank you to all of our reviewers and raters. It is my favorite time of the week reading these reviews. If you haven't done it already, just take a moment. It literally takes 3 minutes, if that. Right now, if you're in the chat, search Apple Podcast, Canary Cry News Talk, and go to the first search thing there and leave a rating and a review. I'll be reading more of them next Friday, which will be the 30th. Oh, goodness gracious, the 30th of October. So thank you very much. Go do it now. Leave ratings and reviews.
Yes, and we're at 348 ratings and reviews for Canary Cry News Talk. Let's see if we can get to that 400 number.
Let's do it. Let's get it to 400, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Is that everything for the break? Are we done with the break?
I think we're... Wait, let me just double check. We did have that email, but this break has been so long. Let's read the email next time.
Okay. Yeah. The email from Anon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Anon. We are very proud. We have a lot of professionals who listen to the show. And this professional works
a very big company, pays
financial technology company.
Huge financial technology company that you all know and may even use. Most likely.
And we've got a special report from that producer, and we are going to read it. Today is just so crazy. We're going to have to save it for next show.
Okay, let's wake up and go.
Let's do it.
Yes, it's wake up time.
Hey, yo, wake up.
Speaking of which, I had this weird dream where I was in an airplane last night. Stressful.
Weird.
And here's the weird part. We were trying to land, and we couldn't land. And then, because it was the runway to land, the landscape changed in the middle of it, and everyone was freaking out. And then the captain came on and was like, "It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was a simulation." And it was weird. It was very bizarre.
Whoa.
I don't know what's going on.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stressful. I've been having some stress dreams.
It's just stress. It's all it is.
Yeah, I know. Both of us got a lot going on right now.
Okay.
But, okay, ready to go on? Let's see. Well,
let me do this one. You could do the next ones.
Sounds good.
And then I'll
that sounds right.
wrap it up with Nephilim update.
Artificial intelligence.
Demonic power.
If you've been around the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel or even a couple Canary Cry Radio episodes in the past, we've talked about black goo as this weird sentient liquid type of machinery. Well, it's all coming to pass. Onlinelibrary.wiley.com liquid cybernetic systems, the fourth order cybernetics.
What?
Yeah, this is
sounds so
crazy.
spooky.
Yeah, this is insane. Well, let me just, it's a lot of, it's like a journal thing, so it's pretty, it's a lot of wordy stuff. But I'll read the abstract here, and it says technological, it's technological development in robotics, computing architectures and devices, and information storage systems. In one single word, cybernetic systems has progressed according to a jeopardized connection scheme, difficult if not impossible to track and picture in all its streams. Aim of this progress report is to critically introduce the most relevant limits and present a promising paradigm that might bring new momentum, offering features that naturally and elegantly overcome current challenges and introduce several other advantages. Liquid cybernetic systems. The topic describing the four orders of cybernetic systems identified so far is introduced, evidencing the features of the fourth order that includes liquid systems. Then current limitations to the development of conventional von Neumann-based cybernetic systems are briefly discussed. Device integration, thermal design, data throughput, and energy consumption. In the following sections, liquid state machines are introduced, providing a computational paradigm free from immaterial considerations that goes into the direction of solving such issues. Two original immaterial implementation schemes are proposed. The colloidal. Is it colloidal? Why do they have all the weird, like the I is capitalized, and it's just a weird way they had this written out.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. The colloidal demonstrator, or the Cogitor autonomous robot. Oh, that's why it's a robot name. So they had to make it all jumbled with capital and
Why
lowercase.
Can't they just name the robot like Steve or something?
I don't know. And a soft holonomic processor that is also proposed to realize an autolographic system. And the one sentence I have highlighted in the section during the introduction, the most important property that liquids possess over solids is their capability to reconfigure their internal structure over a short time scale, and this offers interesting applications in the information technology realm where fast memorization and computation capabilities are demanded. And I mean, if this is not black goo, I don't know what is. I mean, this is like, we're basically taking all information, computational capacities, and we're going to create this like liquid form of it. So it's more malleable, and information can configure and reconstruct in much quicker processes and everything else. So they talk about the thermal design, big data handling, energy consumption, and they go into the whole liquid cybernetic system. And I mean, there's nothing. This is black goo. This is like serious black goo. And they even have a picture, a pictorial representation of a liquid state autonomous system, red blob in foreground, exploring the Jupiter clouds and sending data back to Earth. So they're talking about sending blobs of computation out into the ether space out there to bring, to measure and, discover things in the alleged outer space out there.
For those who might not have heard of black goo, do you have like a simple way to describe black goo and its sort of original, how it even became sort of a fringy thing to study?
Yeah, so black goo is this idea that there's a self-replicating liquid type of artificial intelligence, like a sentient liquid, and it would again self-replicate, and in the process, if it goes out of control, it would basically eat all of physical reality. It can just basically kill everything. And
wasn't it connected to wasn't there some sort of whistleblower, or wasn't it connected to some specific conspiracy theory? It's really been a while since I've really remember looking into it.
There have been a few whistleblower types that suggested that black goo exists, and a lot of it had to do with a lot of the evidence. The problem is like the evidence that they propose is all from music videos. So like you have all these music videos of like super occult looking things. And they're all like you know, a lot of people say it's
Obsessed
like
with
just
black goo.
oil. Yeah, they say it's oil,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's black goo. There was like I think it was a Lady Gaga video that was really, I mean, it was just like the goo transforms.
Billie Eilish
and,
has a few.
Yeah.
That it makes, but this has been around for years too.
It's been a while for,
I
it's been
remember
around.
people talking about it way when we started podcasting, 2012 or so.
Yeah, so it's an old concept, but now it's hitting the mainstream scientific journals in a proposed theory, and the fact that it's part of the conversation with the next phase of cybernetics very much goes in line with everything that we do here. So
yeah, and of course it's been connected by some researchers who look into it to some demonic stuff and occult stuff, all tied in with technocracy and transhumanism, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Nanomachinery, nanobots, those are all part of the conversation too. But yeah, there you go. I mean, this was, it came across one of my keyword searches, and I was like, really? I mean, to that level, like, wow, they're really
It's
just
real.
pushing it out there.
It's real. It's here.
It's here. The new
Watch
world
out
order.
if you see black goo coming out of the sewer while you're walking down the street. Just run the other way.
Yes.
And
Or
send us an email.
Or just pray to Jesus and then become the goo.
No, don't look towards the goo.
Don't look at the goo.
All right.
Okay.
You want to hit the next thing here?
Yeah.
Are you ready to become cyborg?
Most modeling is kind of acting like a
beast,
but making it fashion.
Beast.
But then make it fashion.
That's right. It's beast fashion time, folks. We don't do a whole lot of beast fashion topics, but it's fun when we do. That's right. Fashion of the beast system. This is from innovationorigins.com, titled People Need to Think About What Being Cyborg Means. We're on a voyage of discovery along augmented realities with 3D artworks and robots. The exhibition Impossible Bodies, which takes place online during Den Bosch Data Week, shows visitors how people are increasingly merging with machines, making data and technology tangible for everyone. That is the motivation of Ine Gevers. Ine Gevers?
Ein maybe? Ein Gevers?
I think it's Ina, or Ina is a name.
Okay,
Ina Gevers, director of the Niet Normal Foundation. Oh, Not Normal Foundation. Fun. That organizes the exhibition. Quote, it only becomes really interesting for people when they realize this is all about my world.
Yeah, and before you move on, the Impossible Bodies, the name of the exhibition, the I am is in parentheses. So it's like I am possible bodies. Impossible.
I am possible.
Yeah.
Many people think of cyborgs as something from Silicon Valley and of rich people who freeze themselves in the hope of being able to live forever. Quote, but that's actually a rather limited vision, says Gevers. Impossible Bodies, the successor of Robot Love, oh boy, should make knowledge, you down to droid, should make knowledge and experience with data and technology accessible. The aim is to get people thinking. Quote, we make technology, but just like a boomerang, technology also has a reciprocal effect on us. I feel like it would have been much snappier if they said, we make technology and technology makes us, but all right, that's just me, Before new corona measures were announced, the exhibition would have taken place physically through a VR suit. Smells and flavors would allow visitors to experience what is not normally possible, such as what it's like to be a river. Works of art by Chinese and Korean artists were also planned for the display. Quote, this is how people see technological development from a different, non-Western perspective, says Gevers. Anticipating a possible second lockdown, the organization also produced an online festival that can be visited via laptop or an app. Using augmented reality, visitors can create and interact with artworks on the street or from their homes. There is also a virtual meeting place where visitors can communicate with others about their experiences as avatars. We want generations to talk to each other. The exhibition is aimed at a wide audience. Yada, yada, yada.
It's funny.
Yeah.
What the idea of like what it's like to be a river. Like I'm really curious what that VR experience is like. And I'm also curious if somebody is like, oh, I really know what it's like to be a river now.
Now I know. My life is complete. I can finally become a river.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, this was just a little update on the continuing sociological progression of technocracy and transhumanism, two trends that need to be closely watched. And if you want to know how to be a river, this sounds like the event for you. Did we have a date? Oh, yes, the 26th of October. Maybe that's a fun live stream to do. Well, I'll live stream and people can watch me be a river.
Somebody, Baz Boys, what you Gonza do in the chat. Gonz, just go with the flow. Reminds me of, who was it? Bruce Lee. Didn't he have like you have to be like water?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Put water in a teapot. It becomes the teapot.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, connected with this, Gons, I also want to bring Microsoft.com. Good old Billy is bringing us this story here, and it's in the fashion section of Microsoft.com.
Sorry, I'm playing the video while you read it, so go ahead.
Rag & Bone unveils its spring 2021 collection in a virtual world. It's fitting that founder-and-chief brand officer Marcus Wainwright has titled Rag & Bone's spring 2021 collection Film Metamorphosis. In the true spirit of transformation, Rag & Bone is unveiling key pieces of this collection virtually in an experimental short film. This virtual collaboration features a digital avatar walking the runway through a New York-inspired landscape, modeling the versatile collection from day to night with a constant loop of styling options. And yes, you've got your video there. You can see plenty of excellent spooky
outfits.
Metal mannequins. The article continues. The idea is to use the virtual showcase to convey the concept behind the collection, which Rag & Bone sees as the essential perfected wardrobe, with quality pieces that are made to last and provide a sense of safety and meaning. Ooh. Please give me meaning, Rag & Bone.
The funny thing, well, maybe not funny, but like the biblical angle is this is very much like iron mixed with miry clay with the the metal, humanoids that are displaying the clothing. But also, who's watching this going, oh, look how good it looks on these silver people-looking thing. Yeah, metal people. I guess I'll get it too, so I can be just like these metal mannequins. It's just weird. Everything's weird.
You know what's fun? Just to describe the clothing to people, it's actually rather boring.
It is boring.
It's not as fun as a lot of the other Beast fashion that we've done. This made it onto the show because it's, of course, a VR experience, and that's how we're all going to live soon. Both going to work in VR and living in VR and just looking at clothes in VR. But the clothes, they're kind of boring. Kind of reminds me of like Kanye West's clothing line. Did you ever take a look at that?
No.
It's very boring. It just kind of looks like apocalyptic hobo is Kanye West's sort of style that his clothing is, apocalyptic hobo clothes. And this is very similar, all very drab, and it just looks like regular clothes. Hey, you want some new fashion? Here are some green pants. And
that look all raggedy too.
A brown shirt.
I wonder
you
how
want the new technocracy fashion? Wear this brown poncho.
I know that the whole raggedy look was, has gotten big in fashion, but I'm just picturing how those designers or fashion designers, like what they had to do to get that look. Oh, it's good, but let's put it in the shredder one more time, or like run it over with your car.
Put it in that aquarium full of rats for another day.
Yeah, it's just a weird, the whole thing is weird. But anyway, yeah, wonderful.
I do want to mention before I forget here, Incarnate Unlimited, I see your message. You sent us a song. It most likely won't make it into this show, but we will put it on the next episode. Just take some preparation to get things loaded up. So we'll have to do that song, and we'll give you a big old thank you when we do. So I just see your message, Incarnate Unlimited.
Hey, Sam Tripoli just retweeted my tweet.
Who's Sam Tripoli?
He's got his conspiracy show.
Oh,
The Real Sam Tripoli. He's a little more vulgar, aka the Digital Gangster. We out here. I'm reading his Twitter description here. We out here doing bad things, saving souls. Twitter erased my original account that had 80K. Watch my special Armageddon and 0 Fs. So he's a little more vulgar, but he had some stuff taken down from YouTube in the same sweep, and just mentioned how my video from 4 years ago had the same issue, and he retweeted it. So what up, Sam?
Look
up,
at
Sam?
you.
I know.
What up, Sam? He's got more followers than you, man.
Yeah, a lot of people have a lot more followers than me.
Me too. I'm up to almost 440.
Actually, I don't know. On YouTube, I might have more subs, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. So
no, it doesn't.
Yeah. All right. One more thing to go before we wrap up today's show, and that is a Nephilim update.
Nephilim update. Nephilim update. Nephilim update.
This is thenerdstash.com. Fallen Angel releases on PC through Steam today, which was actually yesterday. And I'll just read it. It's very interesting. Many games focus on the fight of good versus evil, painting you as good in the fight for justice. With that being said, few dare to put you on the side of evil in the quest to take down the good. That's where Fallen Angel comes in. A new action RPG from the team at V Publishing. This game has been in development for some time, but the team is happy to announce the game is now available on Steam. And you can find the game's launch trailer below. Fallen Angel tells... Oh, let me play it in the background here. I'm not going to use the sound there, but Fallen Angel tells the story of Lucifer, the angel that was cast out of heaven by the angels and God himself. As such, he seeks vengeance against those who wronged him. When he returns to do just that, though, something's not right. God has left, and civil war is breaking out with all vying for power in this holy realm. As Lucifer, it is up to you to take advantage of this moment to put an end to this holy realm. Nothing will stand in your way, not even a pathetic angel.
Ooh.
Michael Brown, CEO of V Publishing, had this to say of Fallen Angel's release, quote, "We wanted to provide a twist on the traditional perception of heaven. Instead of a simple lush utopia, we have created a world that changes vastly depending on the archangel that controls it. This not only allows a more visually diverse game, but it's allowed us to create bosses and enemies that are varied in both look and how they fight, keeping things fresh as you play through." Sounds
so fresh.
Yeah, so fresh.
Oh, there's a samurai angel.
Yeah, and the whole time there's a pentagram that like spins as part of your like power thing.
Yeah, they've got the Kabbalah tree of life as your skill tree.
Yep.
Oh, they got it all in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can be the Nephilim. I guess this is just straight up Lucifer.
It's straight up Lucifer. I mean, I put it under Nephilim update because it's, it kind of fits. But, this sentiment, I like how they frame it as like, oh, it's so fresh. You get to play Lucifer.
So fresh.
But this is like exactly, if you go back to Age of Deceit 1, Fallen Angels in the New World Order, and there's a clip that I put in there, a very famous clip from Bill Cooper, the author of Behold a Pale Horse. And he talks about how the Masons, the occultists, they all see Lucifer as the good guy, and they see God as the bad guy who imprisoned humanity. And Lucifer came to free them from the prison of the Garden of Eden. So this is exactly
so funny.
that.
Yeah, it's so funny that they're like, oh, this is so new and fresh. You get to Lucifer's a good guy. And it's like, well, I mean, the elites that control our entire society think that a Lucifer is a good guy, so it's not that fresh. I mean, it's kind of an old idea.
Fresh and very apparent as to the references to Kabbalah and other esoteric knowledge type of stuff. But what's really interesting too is
and also, this is not that fresh. There's plenty of games where you play the devil.
So many games like that. And like the graphics on this is kind of a throwback. It's like...
It's one of these indie game things, 8-bit type of 8-bit, animation.
That's right. But the part that I found interesting is Lucifer, goes back and God is gone. He's left. Where did he... Like, that's a really convenient part of the plot, Like, God just is just gone. He just left. he's gone now. So now you can fight to control heaven. Like,
a fun little detail.
Yeah.
When I finished watching this trailer, I'm looking at it right now. Watched it while we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The next suggested YouTube videos come up. One of them. Well, the very first one is Censortech live stream CCNT 259.
Hey, knows you.
Yes,
really knows you.
The circle, the Ouroboros has been completed. They're advertising my own live stream to me while I'm on the live stream.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Seriously trippy, bro. Yeah, the Ouroboros is complete.
Yes.
And so there you go. No, don't go play Fallen Angel. Where you get to be Lucifer.
It's only $19.99.
It is cheap. Now, this could be a live stream, calling out all the occult symbolism taking place.
That's what when we first started our Twitch account, we kept talking about how that's what we were going to do. This was a year ago or more. We were talking about doing this Twitch account, and the plan was for me to play video games and for both of us to be on here and dissecting the video games as we play them and picking out the storylines and the mind control and the symbology and the sigils and et cetera. But then this little thing called coronavirus happened, so we just started doing this show instead.
Scandemic.
Yeah. Don't do that, Gonz. You're going to get us kicked off.
Whatever. We're already kicked off.
Okay.
I'm excited for the people that tuned in today. I really appreciate like the 150-ish, less than that.
It's an elite group, a very small elite group of viewers today. You are the ones who took my advice and said, follow us on multiple platforms or else you're never going to see us again. And they thought I was joking. The others.
I was going to say that my lighting is changing and I'm like super dark now because of just the way things are today. There's no sunlight.
You're so dark.
You racist.
A resident person of color. Cons.
Yeah.
All right. Should we end the show?
Let's do it.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Here's the thing. Don't go anywhere. After the show, there's going to be the Canary Cry mixtape. So you're going to want to tune in and get all the cool Canary Cry tunes created by professionals, your producers of the show, your pros. A lot of good songs there. But let's see. Remember to tune in next show, which, oh my gosh, Gonz, next week is Baby Week.
It is Baby Week. Yeah,
I guess we need to officially let everybody know.
Yeah.
And the only people that are going to know are our small elite group right now.
Well, and the people that actually listen on the podcast player.
Yes. So next week, there's a couple things to keep in mind. It's Baby Week for Gonz. So we're giving Gonz the week off. So don't expect your regular Canary Cry News Talk all week long. We are currently figuring out what to do. There's a couple of options, and I think maybe we should put this out on a poll or something, Gonz. I don't know how to do this. If you care, here's what I'm going to say. If you care about Canary Cry News Talk next week, Baby Week, there's a couple options. I'll be taking... what am I trying to say here? First of all, we're going to have some Canary Cry Radio episodes coming out next week to hopefully fill the void. And we're also trying to figure out exactly what to do. I am still more or less available to do some sort of live streaming. And we're trying to figure out what there is for me to do. I don't want to necessarily degrade the Canary Cry News Talk product by trying to do 2 hours alone, just talking to myself and just like speaking into the void. It's just not as fun. We can't joke. There's no discussion. It's just me reading articles and trying to make jokes to myself for 2 hours. But there's some options. One of them is maybe I play some video games and you guys tune in and I'll play some video games and we'll do some dissection together. Or we can try to get a guest to come do Canary Cry News Talk with us or with me. Or I'm thinking about maybe trying to do some live Joyspiracy theory episodes, to make up for it. There's just a lot of stuff like that. Any other things you want to throw out there, Gons? What I'm going to do is say, if you're here and you care, send an email to CanaryCryRadio@gmail.com with your thoughts. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to obey anybody, but I'm kind of going to crowdsource this a little bit. What would you like for Baby Week? Gons, do you have anything to add to that?
I think you should do a Canary Cry News Talk fundraising event and live stream for 33 hours straight.
Oh, God.
And and try to raise enough money to get your cyborg thing you want to do with the robot thing.
Oh, get my mech racing lessons?
Mech racing lessons. Yeah, that's it.
There's some fun VR games that I have on this thing that I haven't been playing for a while, but one's called Robo Recall. Have I told you about this?
A little bit,
I think I've told you about it, but I'll say it on the show. It's this game where, it's a future where robots are very common. There's robots walking around everywhere. Basically what we talk about on the show all the time. But everybody has a household robot and there's robots walking down the street, but a problem happens in the system and all the robots go crazy and they start attacking humans. And it's a very fun game. And basically you could just watch me destroy robots for a couple hours. That could be fun. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But if you have any suggestions or something, keep an eye on our Twitter. Follow Gons on Twitter. We'll probably put it on Facebook too. Make sure to follow us on some sort of social. I'll probably do a crowdsourcing idea campaign at CanaryCry.community as well. I don't know. We're just trying to figure this out. I'm going to be on my own next week. But regardless of what we do for live stuff, we will be putting out some Canary Cry Radio episodes next week, so you should have some content no matter what. Make sure you're subscribed to Canary Cry Radio on your podcast player, so you can get those shows. It's going to be great.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. So there you go. I don't know exactly when the next show will be. It'll be in November, whatever it is. The next show will be in November, as far as proper Canary Cry News Talk is concerned. But make sure to get in touch with us on the email, on the socials, stuff like that. We'll keep you posted on everything. And happy Baby Week to you, Gons.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do some fundraising. We can buy the baby a VR headset or something.
Oh, gosh. Please keep that away from the baby's head for a while.
I'll try my best. But, sorry.
I was going to say, some people asked about a baby shower for us, and do I have a registry? And I think we used to have something on Amazon, but I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, we used to have an Amazon wish list. Maybe we need to put that back together.
Like that.
If people are asking, we can put some baby... What we should do is do a baby shower registry on Amazon, but I will fill it with the objects that I want your baby to have.
Oh, great. It's going to be, that'll be, you're going to have things that you'll give us that, we can't open for like 30 years, time capsule type of stuff. But I'm
getting... Mm-hmm.
No, I was going to say, now I forgot what I was going to say.
I join
CanaryCry.community because I will post pictures there. I don't want to post it on the big social medias, but I will do it on CanaryCry.community, which is our own social media network there. So join there and look for the pictures when little baby, his name is Keizo. So little
Keizo. Cool.
Yeah, so Gonzo and Keizo.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, Gonz. I'm looking at the chat here. A lot of people want to watch me play video games.
I think that's a good idea. I think
might be a good week next week. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Do that because I'll watch. I'll tune in and I'll yell at you.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, Gonz can be in the chat while he coddles a baby. All right, we'll figure it out though. Pay attention to all the socials, including CanaryCry.community, the only way to see baby pictures of Keizo and Gonzo. What did I say?
Keizo.
It's
Keizo, not
thinking
Keizo.
of the O.J. Simpson guy.
Oh my gosh.
It's Keizo. Is it with a Z?
Yeah. It's spelled Keizo. But people are going to mispronounce it and say Keizo because, Kei, Keith. But it's Keizo, pronounced Keizo, Kayzo is the pronunciation.
Does that have a meaning in Japanese or something?
Yeah. Hold on. I got to look it up though. It's been a while since I had it. I'll put it in the social post because right now it's going to be a while for me to pull it up.
We got to end the show here.
Yeah, I got to go.
Okay, so like I said, remember to go to CanaryCry.community. Join the community. It's a great place filled with Canarians just like yourself. I'm assuming with this elite group we have today, everybody's in there. But if you're not, go do it. You can see Gonzo's baby, but there's also lots of talk about conspiracy theories and not just conspiracy theories, but there's a prayer wall. There's the Canary Cry Gamer Guild. I know they like it when I mention them. What's up? CCGG. Oh my gosh, I'm so thrown off for this.
It's okay.
So there you go. Go to CanaryCry.community.
I found the meaning of his name based on the kanji that we're going to use. And his name means blessed is 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Now, next week is Baby Week, but we still will need producers. So this is a great time to become a producer of Canary Cry News Talk because you'll be supporting Lil Keizo. He needs your help. So become a producer of Canary Cry News Talk by heading to patreon.com/CCNT. That's patreon.com/CCNT. Or if you don't like Patreon, we totally get it. You can head over to CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
CanaryCryRadio.com/support.
That's right. CanaryCryRadio.com/support has PayPal options as well as cryptocurrency. Please consider becoming a producer of Canary Cry News Talk. This is where the Canary Cry family, this time, Baby Week, is going to be where the real Canary Cry family bands together, Gons. Because, the casual listeners and viewers and the casual people who kind of tune in, maybe they love the show. That's great. But this is a moment where we really need the Canary Cry family to come together to kind of keep things rolling during Baby Week because it won't be normal at all, but we still have the same needs as far as producership comes or goes. So please, if you consider yourself part of the Canary Cry family, please consider supporting us during Baby Week. It's going to be very exciting. And let's see here. Remember, we're going to need art. And we're going to need jingles, and we got songs. We're going to need more songs. You can be a producer that way as well with your talents. And just because it's Baby Week doesn't mean we don't want your art or jingles or music. So make sure to put that all together and send it to CanaryCryRadio.com. Nope. CanaryCryRadio@gmail.com.
You need to get off Gmail too.
I caught my, yes, we have that. Plans. We'll talk about that later. We will be getting off of Gmail. I mean, we are already. There are reasons why we are still on Gmail.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like it. So we'll also be opening up other non-Gmail options for people. But for now, send your art to CanaryCryRadio@gmail.com, and let me know what you want during baby week. Just tell me what you want. I'm tired of trying to make this decision myself. Okay, do that. Let's see here. Leave ratings and reviews. I will still be checking out ratings and reviews. Very important. Just search Apple Podcasts, Canary Cry News Talk. Leave a rating and a review. Very important. And anyways, am I forgetting anything? I think that's it.
Let's done.
And lastly, a great way to support the show is share an episode with somebody you know and love. You got friends and family who are starting to wake up to the fact that the world is not what it seems. And you can help them. And you can help us by sharing with them an episode of Canary Cry News Talk, whether it's the video version or the podcast version, whatever it is. It's time to rattle some cages, people. Walk right up to them, grab them by the cage, and shake it.
The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
The human race will have every opportunity to improve.
And if they don't?
Ask Noah.
That's right, just ask Noah. All right, everybody, remember, you've heard it before. Next week is Baby Week, but we'll have the next proper Canary Cry News Talk episode coming up in November. But make sure to tune in next week, because I'm going to be doing some fun stuff, keeping the content rolling. And make sure to check out Canary Cry Radio episodes dropping next week as well. And stay tuned to all the social media so you know what is coming and what is going. And any last words, Gonzo?
Nope. Thank you guys for all your support throughout some rough times in the Censortech.
That's right, Censortech.
Yep.
All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time, but until then, think outside the cage.
Oops. Bye.
I'm for the robots.
Truth. Shoot, hallelujah. First of all, he's dead wrong about QAnon being against pedophilia. What they're against is Catholics.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy!
I want to shake things up, shake things up. I want to shake things up, shake things up. Leave the bird alone. I want to stir up some controversy. I want to rattle a few cages. I'm the last angry man. You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man. I'm the last angry man. You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man. A crusader for the little guy. Well, we'll see about that.
Whatever, Illuminati.
Fun fact, I believe it was another fun fact. Another fun fact.
Brings me back to my Screamo days.
DuPont, that's where I started.
Light up a huge blunt.
A joint.
Give everybody
Magic
mushrooms. Smoke. The CIA, I mean, lots of intelligence agencies have tested secretly dosing communities. LSD.
psychoactive pills should be covertly administered. Just put me on some, I don't know.
Give you a shot in the butt.
Fluoride, oxytocin, get a chemical hug.
I did dabble, some of that robot crack. I know what it's like.
It's a lethal recipe for disaster. You need help.
If you're a pharmacist, you need to repent.
All right, weird.
Humans will be confined in a people's zoo.
People, I'll keep you safe and warm in my people's zoo. I'll keep you safe and warm now in my people's zoo. You, yeah, you in my people's zoo. I'll keep the cameras on. Fat and sassy.
zoo. Faithful generation.
I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo.